All right, so in today's video, we're going to talk about how to add speed in your golf swing. Most people are trying to add speed the incorrect way, and it's actually throwing their swing off. It's throwing their rhythm, their timing, and their tempo off. So today I'm going to be talking about how to effectively add speed, what tools you should use to add speed, and how we're just going to get you hitting it further on the golf course and straighter. All right, first, so let's talk about how people are adding speed the incorrect way. So, what I see on a daily basis when people come in and we work on driver, and specifically they're looking to add speed, what we see is they end up taking the club back too slow. So, a common misconception we've had for years in the game of golf is you should have a slow takeaway to help you hit the ball straighter. So, potentially you'll hit the ball straighter, right? But we're never going to add any speed that way. So, what people end up doing is they'll take the club back very slowly, and then at the top of their swing and transition, they're going to change directions very, very quickly. And what that's going to do, it's going to throw off the timing and the rhythm of the golf swing. It's going to throw off the timing of the lower body with the upper body and so on and so forth. So then, yes, they may have added speed, but they're hitting it all over the place. So how do we correctly add speed? Well, a lot of this goes down to the rhythm and timing of the swing, but also how we're using the ground to effectively generate more speed. So what we see a lot of times is people are just using their core and their chest and their shoulders and their arms to generate as much speed as possible. At some point, you're just not going to have enough momentum and enough force to create enough speed just by using your arms purely. So we need to use the ground a little bit more. So what we're going to talk about is how we're going to push into the ground more to generate more club head speed on the way back. And we're going to talk about how the misconceptions in the past have caused you just to hit it all over the planet. All right, so let's talk about how we're going to add speed and what tools you need to use. So I'm not affiliated with any type of speed protocol out there, but some of the best ones that I found, I used Super Speed, the speed sticks back when I was in college, and I added speed that way. I just followed their protocols. Biggest thing, follow the protocols they have set up. Another one is a stack system. Another one is the Ripstick, I believe. I think the stack system is really, really good. It is a little bit more pricey, but you're getting an app that's going to kind of walk you through everything. So first off, if you're someone that wants to add speed, I definitely highly recommend getting some type of tool to help you do that. So after we've established whatever tool you want to use, we then need to talk about how you're going to use the ground to generate more speed. So what I actually want you doing, and I've talked about this in some of my prior videos, is we're actually going to feel like we kick the club forward. So without a golf ball, what I want you to do is get set up. In your position here, we see this with a lot of long drivers, and I can share some of their videos here. Kyle Berkshire, I believe is how you say his name, and then Bryson. What they're going to do is you'll actually visibly see them push into their lead side and then swing the club back as fast as they can. So they're generating tons and tons of momentum by pushing forward and then swinging the club back. So essentially, we'll just say this. So if I push the ground with my foot this way, because I can't move the earth, right, it's going to essentially, we'll say, push us back, right? So I'm pushing into the ground, and it's going to push me back this way. So it's going to allow me to generate more momentum on the way back. So the other thing is the golf club, as we swing this club, I want to generate as much momentum as possible on the way back. So then in transition, I have more momentum to redirect and swing faster that way. So the whole idea of swinging the club back slower, I kind of want you to forget about that, especially in speed training. So the way we're going to swing this club faster, what I want you to do is just, I would actually do this with one of your, with whatever tool you're using for speed training. Hey guys, I just wanted to stop in and tell you about my free Discord. In this Discord, you're going to get free access to me almost anytime. Rather than just commenting in the YouTube comments, which I try to get back to you guys on, you'll actually be able to ask me questions in this Discord. And I have a free swing analysis portion where you can submit your swing, and I will actually give you a detailed swing analysis back and help you improve. So be sure to jump in there, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, so here I just have the Super Speed. I think this is the Super Light. Yeah, so Super Speed, the super light one, I'd go with the lighter setting for this. What you're going to do is just get set up, and I want you to work on feeling like you push the club forward. So I get set up here, and I'm going to push forward. So I'm going to apply more pressure to this foot. My right foot's actually coming up. And then what I want to do, as I swing this club back, I want to push back into my right and swing the club back as fast as I can. So this is going to be set up by doing a slight push forward, followed by pushing back into the right as hard as I possibly can. and feeling like I'm swinging this club back as fast as possible, okay? So what I do not want to see is like push like this, and then you go back slowly here, and then you swing the arms up really fast. I don't want to see that. I want to see a push left, and right from here, as we push back into our right foot, we're accelerating the club as fast as we can back in this direction. So the whole idea, again, of trying to swing the club slower on the backswing is something we do not want. And now I'm trying to get you to use your feet and use the ground to generate more speed and momentum on the way up to the top of your swing. All right, let's go through a little protocol of how I want you to practice this and add speed. One, do your speed training with whatever tool you're going to use. But for this example, I'm going to use the Super Light by Super Speed. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to get set up, and I'm going to take like 3 to 5 swings. I'm going to try to swing this club as fast as possible. What I want you to do is have some sort of measuring device. So today I'm going to be using TrackMan, right? Ripstick, I think you can get a little tracker. Same thing with the other ones. So Super Speed, they have a radar, and then also the Stack System has a radar. Alrighty, so now that you have your radar set up, we're going to get started. So we're going to take 3 swings, and I want you to feel like you progressively get faster and faster with each swing. We're going to feel like we push this club forward, rock it forward, and then swing it back as fast as I can. So here. So there on my first swing, I got 118.7. So one thing I didn't like that I did there, I hit the ground a little bit. But we're just going to keep going. So I'm going to try to swing faster now. So I'm going to push it forward, and I'm going to swing the club back as fast as I can by pushing into my right and swinging my arms up very fast. I just got 125 there, and then I'm going to do one more. 123, so I got a little slower on the last one. So now I want you to grab your driver, same thing with the radar. I want you to feel like you're going to generate as much speed as you can with that same feel. There we go, 112. Alrighty, so after you go through that little protocol, then I want you to try to hit some golf balls with it. I want you to try to add some speed, see what speed you can get to while you're doing this. So again, push forward, push back into your right, and swing the arms back fast. Feel like you're taking the club back as fast as you can. All right, so the last part we're going to talk about is increasing the length of the hand path. All right, so to add more speed, we need to increase our hand path. So what I see on a common occurrence when people come in and want to add speed, they have this very short, flat backswing where the right elbow gets tucked to the body, right? So I'm not necessarily asking you to feel like the elbow's way up in the air like this, right? But if we want to add speed, we have to lengthen the swing, right? So what I want you to feel like is as you take this club back, right, I want you to feel like the arms are lifting more above your head. A good example of this is Justin Thomas. I'll throw a video of him up here. He gets his hands very far above his head. What he's doing, he's increasing the length of his hand path to generate more speed that way. So if you continue to swing the club and have the elbow pinned there, the club very short, you're probably not going to be able to generate as much speed as you could, right? So an example of that, Tony Finau is very short, Jon Rahm are very short with their backswing, but they generate tons of speed. If I put them on force plates, they're generating crazy amounts of force. Their efficiency is through the roof, right? If they lengthen their hand path, they probably could hit it even further, right? There's probably a reason they're as short as they are. It's probably for control, but they're still swinging that club as fast as possible. So what I want you to feel, again, is still we want to feel like we push forward, so pushing to my left here, swing the club back fast, but I want to feel like my arms are almost picking up and going very high, right? I'm totally fine with the elbow being up in the air a little bit, kind of like Jack Nicklaus and all that. Totally fine with that. The elbow can go up in the air, right? If it goes up in the air, the club may get a little bit across the line, but then we're just going to have to work on rerouting and showering the club in a little bit better manner. So I don't want you to feel like you're taking the club back and being ultra pinned to your side like this. That's probably the least effective way that we can add speed in our golf swing. So you need to increase your hand path, and you need to use the ground a little bit better to generate as much speed as you want to on the golf course. So again, just to kind of summarize everything, I want you to practice pushing forward and swing the club back as fast as you can to generate more speed that way. And then the second part of all this is feeling like we increase the length of the hand path, allow the hands to work up very high. You can even feel like your lead foot, like mine, moves up as I take the club back, and I'm trying to get my hands as high as possible. I don't want to feel like I'm very short and trapped like that. I want you to feel like you're pushing from your left to your right, and your hands are getting very, very high to generate as much speed and momentum as we can. From there, as you generate all this speed, we will then be able to correct the dispersion pattern from there. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video and you learned something about adding some speed to your golf swing. Again, when you're trying to add speed, you definitely need to get some type of tool that's going to help you gain speed along the way. Just simply pushing more from your left to your right, increasing the length of the hand path, that's only going to get you so far. You do need to do some training and add some speed by using these different tools. Again, super speed, ripstick, the stack system, I'm definitely forgetting some other ones, but you need a tool to help you do this. So after this, I'd want you to get out there, definitely use a radar to track your speeds and see how fast you can get, right? When you're doing speed training, I want you to ignore where the golf ball is going. Your contact's going to be all over the place. Your body's not used to you swinging this fast. So don't worry so much about contact right away. What I just want you to think about is, hey, I want to add some speed. That's my goal here. Once I've added the speed, then we can figure out the dispersion from there. And I actually bet speeding up and getting your rhythm in a better spot, your dispersion is actually going to tighten and you're going to hit it further. That's what I found with my own game when I started adding some speed and doing it the correct way by using the ground and getting my rhythm in a little better spot. So definitely make sure you turn on the notifications, make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, I just wanted to stop in and tell you about my free Discord. In this Discord, you're going to get free access to me almost anytime. Rather than just commenting in the YouTube comments, which I try to get back to you guys on, you'll actually be able to ask me questions in this Discord. And I have a free swing analysis portion where you can submit your swing, and I will actually give you a detailed swing analysis back and help you improve. So be sure to jump in there, and I'll see you guys soon.